All right, we got audio. Good afternoon, everyone. And yeah, when do you got it right here? Hold on, let me. Yeah, right there. It is Fernando's fault. As you can see, he's vacant. It's been one of those weeks, guys. It's the easiest way to say it. It's one of those things where, yeah. But he'll be here in a second. He's just finishing up with the customer. We got a great show planned for you. I say that, I laugh. We got a bunch of questions. Queue up your questions, and we will take them. There's one right here, the first one. We're going to talk about the 2021 GMC Sierra Nambos using the D6-1200. We're going to answer that one. And, of course, anybody else that wants to chime in. About time for Mary Lou to stop by. You know, I agree. She's actually been in California for a while. She's from California. She moved here. I don't know if she's back in town yet because I don't think she is. I think she's in California. All her kids are out there, and she was doing some stuff with them. So pretty nice there. What's up, Bobby? Yo, Uncle Bobby B in the house. All right, here we go. Yeah, look like good afternoon from San Diego. Evening all. Hey, guys. Hello from Vegas. A little off topic, but I just got a SVS Sludge 4-foot tall home theater sub for $300. I know every object in my house that can rattle.
I'm here.
Oh, that's pretty nice. Not gonna lie, that sounds like a 4-foot tall home theater subwoofer.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Nice. You can make it.
Yeah. That's
nice
crazy.
You can make it. Yeah. Let's just. And we wore the same shirt. You know, honestly, until we go live, I don't even realize that we're wearing the same shirt.
Me neither. Until I can see myself.
Yeah. There's that. See, this is why we were late. It's all his fault.
I was talking with somebody.
Yeah, I know.
They bought the product from us, and somebody did a bad job.
Oh, what are the odds of that? I got you a Coke.
Thank you. Oh my God, you're the best.
I know. I put one in the refrigerator for you. One of the things that we did have happen this week is the refrigerator died. I know.
That's true.
It did. Amongst other things, this was one of those weeks that pulls and tries and.
It was awesome.
However, somebody had a much worse week than we did, and I don't know there any other way to say it. But hey, some of you guys, I'm going to flip over to my screen here.
You guys.
This actually kind of caught me off guard today. I'm a little sad. I'm a lot sad. I'm a lot sad. Friend of ours, friend of the show, friends of a lot of people. Our boy Anthony from Ant-Man Knows Audio YouTube channel. He passed away. He passed away either last night or this morning. I think most of you have probably seen some of his videos. He used to work out at Stereo Audio Systems with Junior and
Jack Deal
and Javier.
Yeah.
But no, he passed away. We found out this morning, like most people did.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks. Not gonna lie. He was
for sure.
He was a friend.
He was a good guy.
You know, I've talked to him on the phone a couple times. We've met in person twice.
Yeah.
Which is more than I could say for a lot of people.
Yeah.
We always had a good time. We had a mutual respect. He sat in on our classes before.
Yeah.
We've hung out in the bar at a Knowledge Fest.
Correct.
So, and in today's world, honestly, that's more contact than we get with most humans. So, yeah, I would consider him a friend, and it's kind of sad. I haven't talked to him in a while. They're, again, like most friends, So, but my gift to you today would be, hey, if there's that guy that, your buddy's with, but you might not have talked to in a minute, maybe give him a call.
Yes, for sure.
Just see what he's up to. If anything, just to say hi, check in on him, because you don't know. It's kind of sad. It really is.
Yeah.
We lost a good one. So, yeah. Anyways, let's move on. Why don't you start digging through the comments here? We got some questions I want to go back to, but we'll take this one first. Thanks for all the help on the phone and all the videos you two do. Hey, man, thank you for the 20. I'm going to go back to this first question of the show, because I love this question. This is something we talk about a lot. And the great thing is you actually have everything that you You have everything you need to answer this question on your own. You just don't know it yet. So the question is, hey, 2021 GMC Sierra non-Bo is using a D61200, no clip with the volume all the way up at 1000 hertz 0 dB, but clip at 50% volume using 50 dB. What frequencies do I use to set my gains? I have line out going to the LC100. All right, so somebody asked in this, hey, what are you using for a line output converter? It's a D61200 from Audio Control, which means he's, oh, not that, sorry. He's using the amplifier. The amplifier has an Audio Control high level to low level adapter built into it, so you're using that. Now, this is one of those things where a DSP hooked up to a factory radio is a lot harder to set than an aftermarket radio hooked up to an amp playing a DD1. And the reason for that is there is an EQ in the factory radio. So even though you go and you set your bass and treble setting, mid, maybe if it's got it all to 0, that doesn't mean that it's actually set to 0. Okay, that's just a boost inside of the EQ that's already in the unit. All right, so what do we do? Well, the first thing is you open up the audio control software. Now, keep in mind, this will work for any DSP that has an input RTA, and a lot of them do now. Now, if you don't have a DSP with an input RTA, simple enough. You can head over to DNF tool drawer and pick up the IRTA2 as a 2-channel electrical RTA that hooks up to USB-C or Lightning iPad. And the reason why you need this is because we have to take a look and see what that factory radio is doing for an output signal. Now, because you have a D61200, on your input page, it has input RTA at the bottom of the page, and you can adjust the sensitivity right above it where it says 50, 60, 70, 80. You can adjust that until where it needs to be, or just turn the volume up or down until you're looking at that signal. Now what you want to do is play a pink noise. We use the Educar Test and Tune. However, if you have Apple Music or you have access to the Sheffield Labs My Disc, they have a pink noise on there that will work for you. You can head over to Kicker's website. You can download a pink noise from there. And I think Audio Control even has a pink noise that you can download from their website. So they're everywhere. Everywhere you can find a pink noise, you're going to get one and you're going to play it. And what you're going to look at is that EQ. And and you want to put it on slow because it has fast, medium, and slow. So FMS. So put it on S, which is slow. And you want to look at what it's doing. And that is going to show you where the factory peaks and valleys are. So it might have a roll off at 50 hertz. It might have a boost at 50 hertz. There could be a cave at 1000 hertz. So what you're looking at is the full output. Now, what this is going to tell you is that, hey, I can't use that standard 1000 hertz or that 50 or 40 or something like that because I have an issue. Okay.
You have daddy issues.
You have daddy issues. Now, at this point, you can go in and you could try to figure out where you want your gains to be. Okay, so you could start turning it up. Now on the audio control, it has the milk light. The milk light will tell you when you've reached volume, maximum output volume. So it has their distortion detector built into it for their product. However, I'm a little bit different in the way I like to set it up. I like to start with my amplifier either at 0 or -3 on the gain for the DSP. I'm going to go immediately into setting up the amplifier. I mean, I don't care what my input DSP is. I know it's bad, but I want to go and I want to tune the car. So I'm going to put my RTA in there. And I'm going to start screwing with it to get it to where I want it. Okay. Now, if all you're going to do is cut everything, which is what 90% of us are going to want to do is cut signal to get it down, great. However, maybe let's say you could boost 1 or 2 frequencies, let's say under 3 dB, and accomplish said task without having to pull all this stuff down. Might be a better move. Okay, so especially in the mid bass, not in the treble cut. Mid bass, it's a bigger voice coil, you can have a little bit more fun. So let's say I bring them up a little bit. All right, well that automatically, if I had set that to -5 dB, well now I'm at -8 dB because I've just gained up. So now I have almost 10 dBs of over. That sucks. Okay, whereas if I had started at 0 or -3. If I bump that up to 3, I'm still at 0, okay? Once I've got it tuned, now I just need to worry about my overall volume, okay? So even at 0, I'm going to get in, I'm going to listen to it, all right? And I'm going to be like, okay, that rock and rolls. That's enough. If it's not, at that point, what I like to do is play a dynamic track. So Hella Cool by No Doubt is one of my favorites. And it's super dynamic, and it's going to freaking kill that amplifier. So I'm going to play that. I'm going to turn my volume up. And at that point, I'm going to go into my input volume adjust. I'm going to start adjusting my volume, looking at my amplifier and looking for those clip lights. Okay. Now, the thing that you have to keep in mind is that not all music is recorded the same. We play that so we can really tax the shit out of that amplifier. That's the easiest way to say that, all right? Because it does. However, the next song we're going to play is something that is like 80s or 90s rock, which a lot of people listen to, because it's a 180 degrees contrast, the type of music, meaning this is recorded very loud, very dynamic, very smacky, just like, yeah, and this is recorded like not so good. It was 70s or 80s or 90s. They didn't do a good job. All right. And I have to see if I have enough volume when I'm playing that music. And I might not. So now I have to go back in and I might have to bump my gain up 1 or 2. Okay. Because I need that range. Now, where a lot of people get confused is they think that I can always play it at this number no matter what I'm listening to. And that's just simply not true. You have to figure out what the maximum amount of volume is, meaning with your ears, you have to sit there and go, this is as loud as I can play it. It doesn't matter what I'm playing on that number. That number doesn't mean crap. You have to go, this is as loud as I can play it. It has to be something that you know, you feel, you can hear. All right. And that's it. So I need to be able to turn this up for lower crappy music, and I need to turn it down for more dynamic heavy music. So when people get hung up on that number, they think that, oh, well, I'm going to put it at negative, and you might not. Don't get me wrong. I'm generalizing here. So just work with me on that one. Not everyone is the same. But my point is that looking at that input RTA, you'll be able to see where the holes are. Okay. It'll also help you when you go to tune and go, well, there's a dip at 1,000 hertz. So if I go in there and it looks flat at 1,000 hertz, because there's a lot of people who feel like I got to touch every goddamn button, and you don't. But there's already some equalization done in there. So understand what it is they're doing. So when you go to EQ it yourself, if it's missing something, you can see it on that input RTA. And if you go to the last page of the setup, it'll show you both input and output RTAs. So it'll help you. I don't know if that helped, but that's kind of how we do it. So
that's how we do
Coke
it.
and a smile. And thank you, Audio Control, for being an awesome sponsor of the show. All right, I got to get Anthony off of here because this is staring at me. He's kind of...
Okay. This is just an affirmation.
So excited. I got a DM608 and a stereo integrity 3-way component set along with SQL12s subwoofers. First ever truly nice SQ build I've gotten to do in my own car. That's awesome. You know, it's funny. I just talked to Jeff Smith yesterday about the new, the latest addition to the software update. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they are so close. They are so close. And they've added in one of the features that I asked for in the last show when we were talking about the new subwoofers. I wanted a mute feature next to the bottom EQ. Pardon me, because nothing sucks more than having to like adjust the left channel while the right channel is muted. Stop what you're doing, scroll up to the top of the page, mute one, unclick the other, and then go back down to the bottom of the page. It sounds trivial. It's annoying. It's so annoying.
Well, because you know, when you're doing it like constantly,
yeah, you got to be fast.
Be fast.
Well, especially when you're A, B in between. Oh my God, it's so bad. But they've added it in. Yeah. He says, yes, the Dean the Dean wish list is long, but we're knocking them out. I was like, okay.
That's awesome.
All right. So, yeah, lots of fun. Hi from the UK.
What's up?
Hey, what's up? Dean drinking Coke. Indeed, it has been a weird week. Dude, let me tell you what. This has been one of those weeks where it's just like, hey, what's up? St. Lucy? Yeah, Lucia. Hold on. This is very helpful. Thank you guys for what you do, man. Hey, give it a go. Hopefully you got something out of it. And I just had a hi, Ada. For those of you guys that don't know if you're on the 12 volt connected, which I think anyone can get into, I'm not really sure, but he had a great interview the other night with Chris Bennett from Museway. Okay. Music is the way, he kept saying. So if anybody wants to catch that, that was Thursday night, yeah. Which I would never catch because we're always like doing the other stuff. What does this say?
Dean, drink the Doritos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Tamarind.
No, pineapple.
Pineapple.
That's just pineapple. Although this is probably way too much caffeine and sugar for me. So it's going to be an interesting show because this stuff goes through me like lightning.
Yeah.
And that's it. So I don't ever enjoy this stuff. It kind of sucks. Dean's thoughts of you being a guest on Big Jeff Audio's podcast. Oh, being a guest on Big Jeff. Yeah, I'm fine. You know me, man. I'll go on anybody's show. I haven't watched the show. I know who he is. You watched the show last time. I know Bill Frog was on it.
Yeah.
I guess he's here in
I
Florida.
didn't watch nothing.
He's big into racing.
I have no.
Oh no, somebody watched it and told me all about it. Hola,
What's up, Oscar?
Hey, Jay's Tint, August. Mark your calendar.
That's right.
It's a Thursday, right before Knowledge Fest. Don't know the date yet. We're gonna promote the crap out of it.
We don't know the time yet, but yes,
it's gonna be sometime.
Oh, dude.
And we're gonna be at Jay's Tint in the parking lot. I think didn't we say Andy was gonna be there, or we're still trying to get Andy there?
I don't know.
There's a chance, Andy
but
will be there.
it's
Brian's gonna be there.
Brian is gonna be there.
So-
Jeff is gonna be there.
So is Phantom Chris.
Chris
Will be there.
Yeah.
You're
gonna be there.
I'm gonna be there.
There
You're
you
gonna
go.
be there. There'll be food there, from what I'm told.
Yes.
But
Snacks.
So
Yes.
Jay's Tent, August. If you're in Dallas,
And they're
you're
gonna
not
have
there,
a few demo cars.
there
So
will
if
be demo
you're
cars.
willing to listen to the new,
So I know one of
Yeah.
the Phantoms will probably be there.
you can even hop in the Tesla. Listen to
Yeah,
Tesla.
you can listen to that terrible Tesla.
The terrible
The
Tesla.
terrible Tesla. Dean has a Coke and a smile. I'm just waiting for someone to throw a jersey at you. Hey, man, I'll take the jersey. Yeah. Did you ever see that one? Kid walking up the tunnel. Hey, have a Coke. And the kid, he throws his sweaty jersey at him.
Oh, really?
I'd be like, bro, that's like, I could just see Haley like freaking out. She'd be like, oh my God, that's so disgusting. Thoughts on the new Alpine 8-channel DSP self-tuning amplifier? I had the pleasure, I got to set this down. I'm going to keep playing with it. I had the pleasure of attending the Alpine training in Orlando with Eric.
Very nice.
And
How was it?
it was really neat.
Okay.
One of the things that so he was really excited that I was there because he wanted he'd never done the class. He's just finally got his hands on it. So this is like 1.0 class. So he was very grateful that I was there and sat in the front row and handed out all the little tchotchkes. But one of the things is the takeaway from the class. It is a self-tuning DSP, very similar to a key and some of the other self-tuning things. It uses a phone, iPhone, specifically an iPhone, or some form of external mic, which they'll know more about as time goes on. The reason why it uses the iPhone is because they know what this microphone is capable of, and they can plot it. Like they have the tune for the mic, so they can make up for any of the problems that it has. That's why there'll be something else for additional mics and whatnot for all the Android guys, because we know you're out there somewhere. You and your green bubbles.
You know what I don't like, and it's just my personal opinion. That is like a 5-minute tune. You 5 minutes and you're done.
I think it's more than 5 minutes.
That's what I'm saying.
20 minutes.
But I see the commercial and it's like, hey man, just 5-minute tune.
So here's the thing that a lot of people have to know about this piece, and this was one of the things that everyone in the class didn't get, was they were like, because he was talking about the acoustical RTA that it's using to do this, and the VIR filters and all these other things. But the one thing he didn't mention, which he'll fix in the next one, is that it is an auto setup if you already have a flat signal. So it does not auto EQ input. It only auto EQs output. So it's under the assumption that you're either going to have a flat signal coming to it from
interface,
some form of interface, or a radio, but it does not have de-equalization properties built into it. It's not set up to do that automatically.
Right.
So you will have to do that yourself. Now, it's a small amplifier. This is a 1.0 amplifier for them. Listening to them talk in no official capacity, there again, anyone that was in the class got this. This is the future for them. This is what they're going to be building Alpine on, is this type of technology, this auto technology that this amplifier has.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds to me like they have more products in the pipeline, but like everyone else that is building products right now, we're all suffering the same thing. You're making do. And DSP amplifiers are very hard to build right now because the chips that they need are very hard to get. If you've tried to find a kicker key in the last, I don't know, month or two, they're hard to find.
Hard.
And talking with them the other day, more than likely you're not going to see them until sometime in November.
Right. Maybe.
However, there might be a bumper run somewhere in the middle, like where they fly a couple over, but the big shipment isn't until November. So it's going to be kind of like, oh, this sucks. What's up, Gary?
What up, man? Love that picture. Love that picture.
But Gary makes some neat stuff. You know, the thing I like about Gary.
I'm
is
Gary.
like,
I'm wondering if he's
gonna be in Indy.
And right now.
Yeah.
The Slimology.
It might be.
Probably.
I mean, he builds some big.
That's what I'm
big
saying.
Stuff, and
Because
then
he
builds.
builds
It's weird because like he builds these classic
builds
cars.
stuff and then he builds his body too.
He's jacked. Yeah, he's jacked. Yeah, going back to the gym, bro.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Oh, he's not. He's not. He's
Come
not
on, man.
Oh well.
I know.
All right, hold on. In case you have missed it, has there been any more information regarding the upgrades to the DM RTA? They're pulling that one close to their vest right now. I'm not prying any information out of them. Yes, they are working on it. We know they are. However, we have not asked what it is they're working on. Sometimes it's just not worth it to find out. I like to be surprised too. But yes, there is a team right now that is working on the DMRTA. And the only thing I can say, which Jeff said to me with Jeff's smile, is, bro. And I go, okay.
All right, so this is good because, to be honest,
Me too, Gary. Me too.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Hey guys, if you had to send a newbie on a mobile electronics installation training course right there in Florida, is there one or more that you could recommend? So Metra has the Installers Institute in Daytona.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it's actually an accredited college now too, so
Mm-hmm.
you can actually get like
College
state loans and college credit for it.
Mm-hmm. It's another one in Florida. I mean, I feel that it's part of the mobile electronic, like.
So
really.
here's the thing.
The tent.
Well, all right. Well, it's not. Yeah. So here's how I look at this. It depends. All right. So if the guy knows absolutely butt kiss, and you're a decent enough installer. What is it? Is it a was?
That's a was.
Okay, cool. And you're a decent enough installer, and it's a young enough guy. Take him on as an apprentice. You know, at the end of the day, you know, you knew how to, you knew the sharp end of a screwdriver, and you knew not to poke it in your eye. And you'd put some equipment in before.
Yeah.
But that was kind of where it ended.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then it was like, all right, you're going to work with me. You're going to do what I say. You're going to do what I do.
Yep.
Ask as many questions as you want.
Yep.
And I never let you just go off on your own there
Yeah.
for the first couple of years.
Yeah.
It was like, here, I need you to watch me do this, and then you do the same thing.
Yeah.
You were really good at that,
yes.
you know, and you then could take that and go, all right, well, I know how to do this. Will this apply to that? Oh, yes, it will. But what do I do for this? Okay, here, do that. You know, so that's an apprenticeship. And personally, I feel if you can get someone to do that with you, that's wonderful, because what you end up with is somebody that thinks and acts and approaches a situation the way you do. Now, don't get me wrong. He still has his own ideas, which are great, because he knows I appreciate that, because sometimes I get like tunnel vision. It's like, we need to do it this way. And he's like, okay, but what about this? And it's like, oh, no, that makes sense. Let's do it that way. And it's a better idea. It's just I haven't thought about it. And sometimes it's like, no, the reason why you can't do it that way is like yesterday we were working on an old shitty box Chevy. And he's like, yeah, let's just run the wire that way. And I said, we can't. We got to go up through this corner here. And he's just looking at me like, why would we do that? And I grabbed the back of the seat and I said, see the back of the seat? Where's that going to hit? And he's like, oh, yeah. You know, so it's just one of those things where years of experience versus how we would do it now, because now we don't have to worry about it. They don't build seats like that. So it's kind of silly. But an apprenticeship, just, you know, and there again, you pay them, but you don't pay them a lot. Most shops nowadays won't do that because they just want someone to come in and work. And it's
And for me, one of those things is like if you're willing to learn, right? You
Okay.
have to be there.
Nothing
and
replaces apprenticeship. Thank you.
and so, sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes these guys they want to learn, they don't like to just get all the crap, like, no, you don't do that. Oh my god, why would you not? Sounds like a Chinese song, like making
From Pizza Dave
From
though.
Pizza
Making
Dave,
dough. That was
yeah.
good. That was good.
So
I like that.
yeah, and some people they don't want to teach.
No, some people suck at it.
You
Some
know?
people suck. Let's be honest. Not everyone is a good teacher.
Correct.
And like
It
we
is
know a guy like that
finding
just
that
wants
balance.
he just wants guys to come in and do shit the way he wants it done. And if they don't do it his way, well, they suck. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, but dude, you gotta work with them a little bit. No, you just need. I'm gonna pay you, and it's like,
I don't care. Just do it and let's get out of there.
And some shops are set up that way, and it's. But if
Sucks.
like I hired a guy years ago. I hired a guy. He went to Installers Institute.
Yeah.
And he knew nothing when he came here. But there again, the only reason why I went there was like weed and the reception chick.
Wow.
But he could install alarms. He
Yeah.
did learn how to install alarms there. So that was great because I don't particularly like that. So we just let him install alarms. He could also build boxes, he said. But he couldn't. But there again, he at least had.
Did he build a box?
Yeah. And I said, don't ever do that again.
Why?
Because it sucked.
I mean, he built it. He didn't say it's gonna work.
Okay,
I'm gonna.
So it was one of those things where it was like, it's great. He at least he's at not 1.0. He's like 0.50,
Mhm.
and we could get him to where he needed to be, to where he could function in the capacity we needed him to. Now, Installers Institute is a lot better. I mean, it's a lot better. The guys they have working there are like, I'm jealous.
Hey, listen, the only thing I would recommend, and I know this is not in Florida, but still, if you are serious about this industry and want to learn all these things, is this facility that teaches a lot of things. It's called Mobile Solutions, right?
Well, yeah, okay. So, but I think Mobile Solutions is 2.0.
No, but like it's fine. But
Yes.
go there.
Yeah, it'll at least get
Find
them.
the tricks,
It'll get them
because
wet. Yeah,
We just went to this training, and that was one guy.
was
They didn't
more than
know
one guy.
nothing
There was more than one guy.
about
There was
fabrication.
sales
He's
guys
like,
there.
I'm scared of the router,
Yeah, Yeah.
So, but he went through it. He finished his project, and that was awesome. He's like, dude, this is the best thing I ever done.
Oh, 100%.
And he came out, was so excited. So, hey,
Yeah, and there was
some money,
some sales guys there.
Yes.
So
and that was sales guys.
yeah,
Exactly.
and they all did great. I mean,
Correct.
hell, second place went to Mike, who's a sales rep.
He's a sales rep.
For God's
But, I
sakes.
mean,
Yeah, but still.
he done
I
that
know,
before.
but still,
Yeah.
he doesn't do this, and he
For
still
sure.
got to good place. I like 25 is always hitting it a little close to home. Dean, did you have the patience to teach him? I mean, he learned. He's still alive.
I mean, you know what? I'm just. It's not because he's here, but yeah.
No, go ahead.
He was the guy that I always came and asked questions. Hey man, I can figure it out. I don't know how to do this. He was always there. Always there. I went to other people and I say St. Petersburg, whatever. And no, man, I have no idea. Oh man, I have no idea. They always kind of like push you out. And he never say no. So yeah, I'm gonna say yes. He had the patience to deal with me still.
Yeah,
That's
don't
why
get
I'm
me
here.
wrong. I know I have a short fuse for certain things, but there's
Yeah.
certain things I don't.
Yeah.
I'll pull Sage's card. You're all dumb,
Yeah.
but it's.
And that's what I'm saying. You gotta find that balance in between, like
I
the
really,
teacher
yeah,
and the guy that is learning.
yeah.
So,
I really enjoy instruction. I like getting up in front of. It's we were talking about this today
Yeah.
because in Indy.
Mhm.
Indy Knowledge Fest in a week in a couple days. We have 2 show classes we're going to teach on modern wire techniques. Then we have 1 class we're teaching on social media. And we were talking about the social media class today because we just got a new camera in, which Fernando is super excited. We just got a brand new Canon R6 Mark II because we're going to be we're changing out all our cameras as you have to do as time goes on. They get old and you beat them up, and so it's anyways. The thing of it is like, to me, it's very enjoyable. I've been doing this a really long time, and I love being able to get up in front of people. Ad is the same. He gets up in front of people, and we have this ability to convey what we're thinking and people are receptive to it. And sharing that to me is way more gratifying than hoarding it all in and just being a dick about it.
And I feel like when we attend in these trainings, right? Sometimes
I do
you
too.
learn. Like even you have 30 plus years in the industry,
no.
and then you go there and it's like, oh, dude,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Oh no, I
Yeah,
love. Trust me.
Yeah.
Even though I was working on my tan at Mobile Solutions.
Yeah.
You know, the whole time I was kind of jealous of you because even though you're in there taking pictures, you're in there soaking it all up. So
Yeah.
every time I went in, it was like, oh yeah, oh here comes the good part again. You know, and it's stuff I've seen him do before, but it's like,
yeah,
ooh, here comes the good part.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and like Thursday, it was Thursday when we got there, you know, there again, I don't get a lot of opportunities to sand things.
Yeah.
And you know, he's like, hey, I need you to go sand it. And dude, way to just be like, I'll hold the light, you know.
Where?
He goes, hey Fernando, and you're like, yeah, here, Dean.
Oh, you know, I mean,
you're just standing there.
I'm just like, hey man, just go for it.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay. You want no, go ahead, sand all you want.
Okay, man.
Exactly. Yeah, I live for sanding. Oh yeah, you know. And then you're like, ooh, wow. I'm like, you want to give it a try? No. Like, you suck, man.
Hey man, go for it.
Dean, were you a good teacher way back then, or did Nando teach you how to teach? You got to remember, by the time Nando came into the picture, that I was 22, 3, 4, 20, like almost 25 years into this. I've had countless guys that have worked under me, and that sounds weird, but or worked for me or worked with me, however you want to say that.
Yeah.
No, it's just, listen, if I learn something that I find interesting, I want to share it. Because if I think it's interesting and whatnot, then I want to share with you. Ad and I will sit there and we'll have conversations until 3 a.m. and we'll kick around ideas and something will pop in my head and finally click and make sense. And I'll be like, oh crap, that's totally cool. And I want to talk about it. I want to use it. I want to come in and practice that. I want to do it. There's some days we'll come in the morning and I'll be, hey man, I gotta build this real quick just to see if this will work, if this does what it's supposed to do. I mean, hell, just testing the PNW 6-channel crossover. Yeah. It was like, how are we going to do this? I don't know, but we're going to have fun figuring it out. You know, and then it's like, you know, powering it up. I was like, oh, let's try
do this.
You know, I was in my mind, I'm going through all these amplifiers. I'm like, oh, screw it. We just use a Rialto, you know, and it was a lot of fun. And then, you know, we got to do it. So
and it's funny because you say every time you learn something, you want to share it.
Yeah.
You know, and I had a conversation with one guy that he's like, no, it's no way that Dean tell
Clearwater, Florida.
And I'm like, yeah, man, seriously. Like, he likes to share stuff.
So it was funny because Gary goes, you know, there's 2 rules. Rule number 1, don't tell everybody everything. Rule number 2, refer to rule 1. I was like, yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
No, I
you
get it.
You know, the thing is,
okay, but because back in the day, you guys work so hard, and still, you know, at this moment,
you got to keep your secrets.
You got to keep your stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, now with all this new social media and Google, I feel that it's just little pieces they are hiding. But most of the time, it's like you can find them. So,
right. Well, you know, and like Ada, a lot of the times when we talk on the phone, he's conceptualizing these ideas that he's just got banging around in his head. And there's always there is, and that's the same with Brian. You know, Brian is like, I'll say something to Brian, and Brian will always take it to 11. Ada's already there. Ada's already like, he's in his mind, he's already worked out 20 different ways of doing it, and he settled on this one. Now it's just a matter of him building it so I can see what he's actually talking about. And then it's like, oh, well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, and it's what it is. I'm 53, Dean and Fernando. Rekindling my love for car audio I had as a teenager and when I was 20 years old.
Very nice.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
There we go. Yoda, do or do not. There is no try. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Tina is like Mr. Miyagi, and Nando's Daniel's son. Wax on, wax off, baby.
I don't like to wax on.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, thank you. You do it.
All right, here we go. You guys have any experience with JP amps? I bought my
Oh.
son the JP 95. Should be potent enough for a Volvo S70. Thinking of wiring it to 0.67. Bad idea. Hey, no, I haven't had any experience with him. I ran in. He was at a show we were at, a Slam Fest here in Tampa. He had him sitting on the table. I picked one up. I flipped it over. I looked at the circuit board, and I go, "Oh, cool!" I flipped it back over. I set it on the shelf. That was the extent of the experience we've had with that. Regardless, regardless of that,
I had none.
When an owner's manual tells you to do something, do it. Don't try to do anything else. Don't, if it says it needs to be this, give it that. Don't get crazy with it because you could blow it up. Missing you here at Mobile Solutions. I know. Hope he's having a great time. We miss you too, Dougie. Well, we'll get to see Dougie in a week and a half.
Yeah, that's right.
And hopefully film his car. That's like the only task we have for Indy is filming Doug's car. Because we've been on, 4 trips now?
Yep.
And everyone, it's like, hey, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. No, we never do. So that's the mission. The mission is to film Doug's car because apparently Doug's car is one of the best sounding cars in the circuit right now. By multiple people. Like Brian has said that. Sage has said that. Said it sounds really, 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 really good. So
really,
truly.
Well, we definitely have to film that car.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the goal. Speaking of goals,
do we have goals?
We have a goal. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me do this. Hey, are you a FoCal fan? Well, if you are, you might want to check out the new K-Power M's. That's right, new line, K-Power. K-Power is the best. K2 Power rocks the world. One of Fernando's favorites. Got a set of those tweeters sitting right over there with a mid-base to follow. Actually, you got 2 pairs of tweeters. You have the small ones and the big ones. I got the small ones and the big ones, yeah. New line, new lots of excitement. Check them out, focal-america.com.
Yeah. All right.
Bobby, you haven't put that in? I thought you put your you're so excited. I thought he put his JP in. Wow, okay. When using a mini T750 amplifier, since they are constant power, do you have a preference on wiring 1 ohm or 2 ohm? It's funny you should say that because Paul will always give me the lowest ohm load it's capable of doing, so he always gives me the 1 ohm. I don't really think it matters. Because we've always done the 1 ohm. I don't really have a preference on it. I don't think it matters.
No.
Yeah. Good stuff.
All right.
Hi guys, 2019 Honda Civic basic system will kicker key 200.4 and a 501 fix poor bass response. No. Yes. No. No and yes. All right, so follow me on this one. 200.4 front stage upgrade.
Yep.
Okay. I don't need to worry about bass on the front stage, right?
No.
Because it's the front stage.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a key 200.4 in. I have plenty of mid bass because it rolls off at 80 hertz. So the front's going to sound awesome. So I don't have to worry about that.
Correct.
Now, I'm also going to grab that same output, that front output, feed that into my 501. Now, the 501 has the electrical RTA electrical DSP built into it. Electrical signal setting RTA DSP. So it's capable of fixing the electrical signal, not the acoustical signal. Mm-hmm. The 200.4 fixes acoustics. The 501.1 will fix electrical. So now that will fix the crappy sub output from the Honda and give me the bass response I want out of the subwoofer. Mm-hmm. So I guess the answer would be yes.
Yeah, totally.
So I if you want to do rear, fine. Do front and rear, cool. For me, to be honest, I would do front stage only, and that's an easy enough car to run wires into the doors. So I would go full active front, and I don't care about the rear. You can still play them, but don't tap anything off the rear. Tap off the front door for everything. For sure. But the 501 will fix that. Now, if you're putting a really expensive set like K2s into the front doors, then you could do a key lock on the front channels, but I really don't see to me, there's no point in doing it. You're not going to need it because it will play down low enough for that front mid bass. It's just the 501 will fix it. So go for it.
Mhm.
Putting $200 worth of deadening on each door to handle those XDs. Those are going to be some heavy doors, man. Those things are going to close like poof.
Be careful.
I remember some of those videos we do that. Oh my God, you're going to break the hinges in those.
Yeah.
Have you not ever had your kid ride the door open when you open the car? I mean, like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's not
like, it can get hit by a tank.
Yeah. Dude, my doors are so heavy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, they just close really good.
Yes.
Would the radio brain for a 2020 Fusion run the front tweeters as opposed to the amplifier? Sony system. I tested the wires from the amp and did not find front tweeters. I'm going to go with, yeah, probably, because even though it's 2020 Fusion, it says Sony. I think technically it's still a BO system, and all the BO systems that I've tested. So if you go to the Sony amp and it has the blue, which I think it does, has the blue or any form of USB, mini USB adapter plugged in the side of it, that's a BO system. Even though it says Sony, it's still a BO system. And in that system, yeah, the radio is going to be powering the tweeters. At that point, it's just easier to run new wires up to the tweeters instead of pulling the radio out, unless you want to pull the radio out. Now, if you do decide to pull the radio out, if you buy the amp piece, it does give you the harness in the box for behind the radio to grab the tweeter wires. So if you buy the Amp Pro, okay, because it's going to be the Amp Pro BO, even though it's not a BO, but it'll have the USB.
Yep.
And then, so if you want to not run your own, then you can pull the radio out. It's a lot of work and grab it there. So yeah. We typically, unless we have to pull that radio out, we leave it and we just run new wires. Way easier. LOL, SPL cars have some door dings crying right now. Door hinges. Door hinges crying right now. Oh, no doubt, right? Yeah. I mean, yeah, but the whole doors are just like, God.
That's crazy.
Why don't you like mounting to the back of the rear seat in a sedan? Tried to figure out where to mount my 4-channel and mono. Sadly, under seats aren't an option. I'm trying to max my space. So it's an amplifier, right? It's yeah.
Hey, Fernando, what's up, buddy?
And there's wiring, and it's a 4-channel amp and a monoblock, and it's power wire. Power wire is capable of burning your car to the ground. All right, it's not made to move. It's fixed. Obviously, don't mount it to the box, right? So fine, you have the box break. Make an L that attaches to the floor. Okay, and either put them at the floor at the base of the seat, because your seat sits like this, and the box is usually here. And so there's a gap here. Put them there. Build an amp rack, put them there. If there's not enough to do that, well, then make an amp rack behind the seat. So instead of mounting, fold the seat down and make an amp rack right there. Just come straight down from, behind the seat. Put a little L, so you're building something that, more or less looks like this, and attach the amplifiers right there. Okay. Flip them. Put them into the rear deck. Build a mount, come in, put them underneath the rear deck. Put them into the side, the back side
You want
panels.
to do that.
There's a whole bunch of places that you can put amplifiers where they're not on the seats that are going to go up and down like this, and that wire is going to have to move. All right. That's why in your car, the car manufacturer, all the wires are zip tied in place and don't move. It's not a hinge. Your seat is a hinge. You don't put power wire on a hinge. Just don't do it. So it's not safe. You can do it, but that's why we don't
recommend it.
So yeah, but there's so many places you can put things. So, what's the best budget tweeter out there, and they make your stereo sound louder? All right, so this is one of those weird questions where it's like, I don't know how you answer this to have it make any sense. If you want it to sound like your stereo isn't going to sound louder just by putting a set of tweeters in there. Your tweeters are going to sound louder. So if you want more sound, put a more efficient tweeter in there. So look at the efficiency on the tweeter. If you have a tweeter right now, let's say is 98 dBs of efficiency, find one that's 103 or 107 dBs of efficiency. Guess what? It's going to be louder. Thanks, Elias. So are you, my friend. It'll be louder. The other thing, too, is some people confuse loudness with a different type of sound. So, for example, some people want a metal tweeter because metal tweeters sound louder than a silk soft dome tweeter. They're not.
What about a wood tweeter?
A wood tweeter might be fun. I mean,
Yeah.
why not? So if you have let's say a silk or a cloth tweeter, it's called a cloth tweeter. We don't want to upset anybody. Okay, that's a soft dome. If you switch that out for a hard dome, it's going to react differently. Some people will say, "Oh, it's louder." It's not. It's actually, they're usually about the same, but the way it handles those frequencies is different. So they can really smack you in the face. So maybe do that. Maybe swap out, if you have a soft, go to a hard. If not, then what you're looking at is a more efficient tweeter. And sometimes you got to look at like speaker by the pound loudspeakers. So it ain't for everybody. Fernando happens to like them a lot, but he is seeing the light.
Yeah.
And but Focal, those are hard dome tweeters, baby.
Hard dome sound phenomenal. Love them. They're the best tweeter in the world.
Moving on. Hold on. I'll grab this one. You can find out. If you had to choose between the Kenwood 958 and the Sony 9000 EOS, which one would it be? So I'm real familiar with the 958 XR. I have nothing against the 9000. I own the big thing that we're going to be unboxing here shortly.
What?
You're evil.
Little. I'm a little.
I like the 958 XR, but here's the thing. These two radios are probably the two most badass radios on the market right now. Well, they are the two most badass radios on the market right now. If you can get your hands on them, play with the software, as we say all the time, see which one makes more sense. You're not going to do wrong by either one of them. I will say that the Kenwood will probably seem a little bit more complex than the Sony because it is. They have more menus. They have more features. The Sony is usually set it up and let it get out of my way. So there's that. You're the most badass on the market right now. That's you. That's you, man. Less than 15 minutes. Oh, boy.
That's
hey,
crazy.
For those of you guys don't know, Fast and Furious 10
is a sponsor of the show.
No, I wish.
Oh, I was excited for a second. I was like,
now.
oh my god!
And Amazon if you're that guy. But you don't have to go to the theaters to watch it. That's tonight's fun. It's either tonight's fun or tomorrow's fun. I can't wait.
Right.
Yeah, so you get out of here. You're gonna get some pizza. And Kasu said the other night, she goes, "Oh, I didn't realize Fast and Furious is out. We should go watch it this weekend." Look who it is, Mr. Cook. That does sound really good, doesn't it? Yeah.
Everything sounds good.
All right, hold on. I need professional installation for towing mirror cameras with LED puddle lights and a Kenwood head unit in my 2019 Tundra Max. Can I mail you the product? No, but if you could say where you're at, we might know somebody in your area that can do it. That's probably, not saying we do, but we might. Sony has the DAC. Sony does have the DAC, but so Kenwood has a nice one too. There again, it's one of those things. Oh, oh, geez, yeah, we have a lot of sales pros in here. What do we, got Elias and Jay.
Yeah.
I finally got my first GZ6-8 Pro installed with 3-way uranium highs. Never going passive again. Love it. There you go, Elias. Take a screenshot right now.
Done.
Take a screenshot right now. Send it off to Diogo and be like, dude, this was on the show the other night.
Yes.
All right. Hopefully you took your screenshot.
No, like, hey, those speakers sound really nice.
They do. Well, that's what you have in your in your car right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They awesome.
On the best amplifier on the planet. Yeah.
Don't take the screenshot of that.
So it's the little brother to that amplifier right there. Yeah, the 830. Ooh.
What's that?
Gonna give her the DAC tonight. Have you ever used JBL titanium dome mid-range? Now that's bright and in your face. No, I have never used their titanium mid-range. I will tell you this. So in my home stereo, it has a Morel soft dome mid-range. They don't make them anymore. At the time, it comes in a 6.5 inch with a 3.5 inch dome. So it's basically the voice coil with a dome on it, and it's horn loaded because it looks
dome.
like it's like if you took a closed back speaker,
Uh-huh.
okay, and just put a 3.5 inch voice coil in the center with a dome on it. That's essentially what this thing looks like.
Pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, and it sounds really, really good. I can only imagine what that.
I want to go to
would
your
sound
house and put music on it.
Yeah, Christmas.
Like,
We'll just tell everyone to shut up.
Turn it up. Just sit down in the center and just enjoy it. And then so we were like, take it down. Yeah.
There you go.
That's pretty cool.
See, I had that Morel in my 86 Trans Am forever ago.
There you go.
Why did I say AM? That was dumb. I'm tired. That's what we worked on this week.
Yeah.
Worked on an 86 Camaro.
Yeah.
Or was it an 86 or a 94? I don't remember.
That was a Camaro.
It was a Camaro, but God, what a pain.
What did Elias say in the top? No, right there in the top.
Ada has speakers. He would like it would be
6x9.
Yeah.
Ew, 6x9.
So Ada's building a JBL car right now
for 6x9s?
For Indy, and I'm sure he's putting 6x9s in.
Very nice.
Definitely putting 6x9s in.
Very nice with the hard dome tweeter.
Yeah, I mean it's his wife's car.
Baby, I'm excited.
Oh, it's JBL. It's got to be hard dome, right?
Yeah. It's amazing.
Hold on. Please tell me you did a video on that Camaro and that it was a 3rd gen 88. So I think it was a 4th gen. And the only thing we did was a Radium 4 speakers. I'm almost positive it was a 4th gen instead of a 3rd gen. It was in really good shape, though.
Yeah.
Oh, he's totally. Look, see, he says it right there.
Awesome.
He says,
yes, love it.
Can't wait. Always doing it.
See, he means to say love.
And he says, he's hard dome right there. Yeah. So love. Yeah, that says love. Love it. Yep. His Sony car was badass. It was very badass. Yeah. I mean, not enough for first place, but still badass nonetheless.
He built cool shit. Yes, for sure. What?
He wants to just train. I mean, I'm pretty sure that what's the company with the funky horn colors that's at the show all the time that we never talk to?
PRV.
PRV. I'm sure PRV's got them.
Everybody has them.
Yeah, I mean. You know, they don't even recognize us. They're like, oh, screw those guys.
I mean, I just know a guy that he can give you some horns to put it in there, like right there. So just talk to Elias. Really nice.
I can tell you right now, they're probably not because, Pioneer also uses the same. They're probably made by Pioneer, to be honest with you, because Pioneer uses the same yellow cone in some of their speakers. Yeah. I mean, it's Kevlar. You know, who do you want to copy? The best, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Okay. All right, hold on. Here we go. I have a channel to run active on a Rockford T2 component. Is it the same as biamping? I'm scared to remove crossovers. Don't want to blow anything. Yeah. So, T2s.
Yep.
You have a D6-1200. The same question from the beginning. So the question is, what frequency should I be running my tweeters at? Now, I would suggest that if you can find out what the FS of the tweeter, multiply it by 2 or 3, depending on how loud you want to play it. Mm-hmm. That'll give you the crossover point for the tweeter, 24 dB, Linkwitz Riley. On the new software that Audio Control has, you can do that. Otherwise, just put it at 24 dB. Because it is Linkwitz. Now, if you're like, screw that, I don't want to blow anything up, then yes, if you took the power out of that amplifier and put the Rockford crossover in biamp mode, then you're going to run 2 wires into it, 2 wires out to it. They're going to go to the tweeter in the mid-range. And yes, that is how biamp mode is done. Yes, you'll probably never blow the speakers because, you have those as a stopgap. But the reality is you should be fine crossing them over with the electronic crossover in the DSP. It's just a matter of getting that frequency right. I would call Rockford. There's
I
no
would
reason
call
why they wouldn't
Rockford,
help you with
yeah.
that if you're scared or concerned. And then the band pass is simple enough. You're going to 80 hertz is a great place to start for the bottom of the mid-range, and then the top of the mid-range is going to be whatever the bottom of the tweeter is. So, for example, let's say they say do 3200.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good number. The tweeter would be 32 at 2040B. The mid-range would be 32 to 80. Once you've done that, you've baked it in. Unless the DSP does some really funky stuff, you'll be fine. Getting the gain set properly, well, there's where it becomes very tricky. That's why we have start at 0 or -3, because obviously doing it the conventional way on a factory system isn't going to work, and it's a good way to blow tweeters. That's not it. That's still not it. Yeah, it's a T2. So that right there, 1.8. So 3.2, 3200, 3600.
Yeah.
3600. Yeah, 1.8. So
yeah,
times 2, 3600. 3.6 or 3600 is the FS. So the FS is 1.8. If you double that, 3600 would be a good place. So that'd be 3.6 on the audio control.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. Boom.
Go to the website. You will find all the
what's in the owner's manual that came in the box.
In there, yes.
Yeah.
So
good stuff.
Oh,
can you add cameras to towing mirrors? Oh yeah, yes, that one. Just need to know where you're at. We could probably find a dealer in your area.
Yeah.
You can do it. There you go. Where are we at? Oh my gosh. Hey, listen. It is Saturday night, guys. And when is that from? That has to be from a while ago. And as much as we all love having a great weekend, make sure you guys do it safe. Monday, we're going to be back here in the Bay. We're going to be taking your questions. We're going to be having a lot of fun. We want to make sure that you can all get here to do that. So for those who didn't get your questions answered this weekend, well, come back on Monday. We can answer them then.
That's right.
But if you're like, hey, what do I do this weekend? I'm going to be on my phone. One of the great places to head over to is DNF Tool Drawer. DNF Tool Drawer is a place you can find all the cool stuff that we use in our installations. And I say this for those of you guys, maybe next week you might want to check in. Hopefully this weekend I'm going to get some time. I'm going in and add a bunch of new stuff that we've been using here in the install bay that we're super excited about. Because it was one of those things where someone was asking us some questions. We were at Mobile Solutions, and I was like, yeah, you should get one. And oh my gosh, I don't have it on the website. Yeah. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to update a lot of it. So maybe by Monday we'll have some new things in there to check out. And of course, for those of you guys that are interested in DNF Swag, this place right here, DNF Swag is a place to go to find all your cool accessories, shirt-wise, and hats. There's no hats, but just shirts, lots of shirts. And that's what we got for you. You got anything else?
No.
Yeah.
We got everything.
We got next week, and then we got a couple days, and then we're back off to Indy. So
on the road,
Brian will pick us up.
Yes.
Got some new cameras to play with.
I'm
that'll
excited.
be fun.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing else for you guys. I'd love to stay here and chat all weekend.
On Monday.
But I'm gonna go watch Fast and Furious and have a good night.
That fast.
I'm probably more furious and wish it would go by faster.
Fast, yeah.
It's like, will this end? But yes, as Bobby says, stay safe, everyone. Have yourself a great weekend. Thanks for playing along with us. You guys have a great rest of your night, rest of your weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.
Bye.
Bye.